get ready. Here we go. So, one of the things that I noticed really early on it, because if you're just starting out, is you got to get all of the stuff on your system. And one of the things you need is kubectl, obviously. And it's not completely apparent how to get it the best way. They say, hey, any of these things, there's all of these different ways to do it. I'm going to tell you my opinion on this. You can tell me what you think. So, install the binary with curl on Linux. That's what I did. Install using native package manager or other package manager. They're including snap. Hell no, I'm not going to use snap to install this. And let me tell you the reasons that I think that you should use, because you can get it faster, right? Get it faster and more reliably on anything. And you might not think that that's a thing, but it is. Like if you're on a system and you don't have everything, so it's just more portable. So, and I've already had to do this because I built a sort of a workspace container in Docker, and I wanted to get the latest kube control. So works better with automation. And easy to add to Dockerfile image builds. So if you're building containers, image builds, the whole app stuff just no, right? Because it's just a single binary, right? So if you might be making a lightweight workspace container, just is a really lightweight Docker container that kind of thumbs its nose at the normal ephemeral, not ephemeral, but the smaller size, and it allows you to. It says, okay, I'm going to run this thing. I want a consistent Linux environment, and it's kind of nice later on to have those things because you can run those inside of your Kubernetes cluster as a part of a deployment to get some sort of internal visibility into the cluster. It's really nice to have a workspace container. I love it, but those things are bogged down by stuff like you have to have snap or even ABT and stuff like that. So, by getting used to running a shell script to pull down the kubectl thing and to do it properly, which means that you checksum the thing and all that jazz, right? It's a little bit easier. And I'm going to go ahead and put this script here, bash completion and auto completion. Yeah. So, you have to set up your own completion, but it's actually not that hard. So what you'd first do, so you have to create a script that checks the checksums. And so this is something that people skip all the time. Curl pipe bash is an anti-pattern, people. Curl pipe bash or pipe npm or npx anything is an anti-pattern. It's a security anti-pattern. Stop doing it. So this is what this would look like. All right. So here's one example of it. Set no new, and we're gonna go grab all this code right here. Oh wait, I screwed up. I really screwed up. So where are you? Let me just copy this. Install kubectl. This is in my dot files to temp. So if you give r dot, here's if you want to go pilfer through my dot files for other things, you can do it. So temp install kubectl. And here's the script. I'll put this in the show notes. So this is gonna be interesting. I wonder how this is gonna show up. It probably will have some sort of fail because you can't put scripts and stuff into show notes. But we'll give it a try and see what it does. Yeah, I don't see how it's gonna work. It probably won't work at all. Yeah, I think I need to make a link here instead. I do need to make a link. So I'll put a link to it in the show notes and you can go get that more reliably. But this is what it does. So let's just go through it really quick. I want to keep it under 10 minutes. It said that she says, hey, do we have any errors? If so, fail, right? You always want that, by the way. If you don't have that, your script will keep running on and just keep going. It's counterintuitive, but it's really important you have that. So we're just going to grab this V. I don't want to have to deal with it later on. So this grabs the latest stable release version using curl, which is, the godsend of tools on the command line. And then we're going to silently, the capital L is redirection. The O says, save it as this name. and it goes and gets it and puts the version in there. And what this does is this downloads kubectl, the binary. It's a binary, and I've got it specifically for my OS. And then over here, we're grabbing this other one. We're grabbing the SSA 256. So that's the checksums, which are the way to validate that the binary you downloaded is not something some man in the middle put there in place of what you should have downloaded, which is why anybody who recommends curl pipe bash is an idiot, and you should never listen to anything they say after that. Okay, so and then we have this right here. Hi, Nick. So it's sorry. Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah, exactly. You just know what you're going to get. And I happen to have a little bit of security background. So when every time I see that, I cringe, and an angel has its wings burned off. You know, it's just so bad. So see, copy kubectl to user bin. So this validates it. The reason that there's no like if then here is because set-e says if this fails, if this check returns a failure of any kind, this script will fail without installing it, and you'll see the error. Okay, so again, this is a script that's in the show notes or whatever. You can go look at it. You can use it. In addition to that, you're going to need to set up your completion for kubectl, which probably needs its own thing. But I'm just going to show it really fast. It's actually not that hard. You don't need, most of these things do not need a separate script, in something. A lot of people would argue, well, you're not going to get a man page. And I'll say, you don't need any of that. They don't have it anyway, right? So if you don't have the packaging, the old days of packaging stuff up, they're kind of past. I mean, it's all about that one compiled static, particularly with Go 1.16, where you can embed everything. These days, it's all about embedding all your functionality into a single static executable that you can checksum. And packages are becoming kind of a thing of the past. They're still there, but it's not as important. So this is how you do it. So the completion is right here. You just set up your type completion. If you don't want to use type, that just checks whether you have a kubectl installed or not. If you do, this is in your bash RC, then this says source and run the kube completion for bash. And then it does those lines right there, which is a lot of lines, by the way. I don't like doing this, but this is the way they do it. It's all because of a stupid thing called Cobra, which we won't get into. It's why I made command box if you're interested. I detest the fact that we have to, you want to see how many lines that is? Let's try. kubectl completion bash. Let's see how many lines it is. Let's see -l. Yeah. So who raise your hand if you like adding 14,000 lines to your bash RC file every time it loads. I don't. I am not one of those people. But unfortunately, I'm forced to do this because of their stupid decision to use Cobra, which is crap. I'm going to say it again. So anyway, that's what you have to do. But then now you get your completion automatically. It's built in. This down here is, I already did another video on this. You can make another K executable. I'm just going to show you really quick in case, because it's just to show you this is what this is. This is one script with exec kubectl, passes all the things here. You want exec because it hands over the memory space and everything. You could do this with a symbolic link. People have pointed out the problem with symbolic links is they're not portable, and if kubectl moves around, your symbolic link breaks, and so this is a way to get around that. It's also better than aliases, and it's better than functions because you can use it with watch and from within a Vim session if you want to like just dump all your kpods or something. So that is the way to go if you ask me. But then the completion is down here. So then you have to do this extra thing. You have to add the -f function, start kubectl. It takes some spelunking through the code to get it, but that's what this completion is doing. So all you're doing here is adding k for the completion, so that when you do k tab, you get the right thing, and you want that. You really, really want that. So this has been a video about how to get kubectl installed from the shell, and why you might want to put it in a script like that. And again, just to review, it's more portable to do it this way. It's something you have control over the security. It's just a single executable, which makes it easier for you to build into containers. There's a good chance at some point, workspace containers, you're going to want to have a copy of that, and you want to be able to get it fast. You're not going to want to depend on Snap or apt or whatever you're using. And so that's my idea for how to do that. All right.